This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 1016. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome. Hope you enjoyed Valentine's Day. And today's show is one that focuses on one of the demands that job hunters have, because they're kind of kept out of the loop on a lot of things. So this one is the question of, do recruiters even use resumes anymore? Hope you find my answer helpful. Please give the show 5 stars in iTunes or Stitcher. It helps other people discover it. If you have a question for me, reach out to me through LinkedIn, which means you'll have to connect with me first. LinkedIn.com/IN/the Big Game Hunter to connect and send your question over to me. And if you're interested in my coaching you, listen to the end of the show. There's information there about how to reach out to me for coaching. Now, with that, let's get going. The question for today is, and I just want to make sure I have the language right, do recruiters even use resumes anymore? Well, let me start with the succinct answer. Yes, recruiters use resumes. Here's what's going on. You may be reached out to, and I think that's in the note for the show. You may be being reached out to by recruiters through LinkedIn, through different social networks that you belong to, where they're trying to find you and they're reaching out to you based upon something that they learned about you. So, for example, if you're on GitHub and they see that you're in certain areas, they know what you do, generally. But if it's a third-party recruiter or a corporate recruiter for that matter, they want to know more. So, but they're talking to me. Yes, but the person who's going to talk to you after them needs to know more. And yes, they will interview you, but they're going to want to see a resume. You see, for a lot of job hunters, they're confusing the being the hunter with the being hunted. So, for example, if someone's reaching out to you, you're being hunted, and they're trying to get some preliminary information from you in order to determine whether or not you actually do have the experience that they're looking for. If you're the hunter, well, you have a resume. You're sending it to hiring managers, recruiters, posting it on job boards. You're doing a lot of obvious things where you're hunting. But it sounds like from the question that you're in the role of being hunted. And as such, the initial contact isn't coming from a resume unless it's one that lives in their applicant tracking system or in their database, and they're sourcing you from there to see how you've evolved since the last time they've been in contact. And there, an agency may look to update the resume. They may do it themselves so that they have an advantage. Here's how the thinking about advantage works. If you've decided that you're open to the job that they're representing, sometimes recruiters are afraid that if you update your resume, that you're now going to send it to other people, because after all, you've decided you're willing to look at other choices. So while you're looking at theirs, you might look at someone else's. They'd rather do the resume update for you. But overall, if a firm is reaching out to you, they're hunting you, and they're doing it on the basis of old information that they found you on LinkedIn, that they found you somewhere else, and you appear to be discussing things that matter to them. But they're going to circle back and want the resume if they're in a corporation. And a third-party recruiter, they may or may not want the resume. The resume will give more details of how you got to where you are, some of the choices that you've made, some of the ways that you've excelled or been mediocre in your career. They're going to want to know more than a simple conversation is going to provide them. So again, firms use resumes. Recruiters, both corporate and third-party recruiters, use resumes. And there's just no getting around it, and it's actually to your benefit. So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, here are a few ways to engage with me. First of all, I just want to start by saying that I no longer do recruiting. I coach people to perform at a high level. So again, I no longer do recruiting. But if you visit my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us, and look at the tabs on the top, you'll see a menu of choices available to you. First of all, you can hire me to do a resume and or LinkedIn profile critique. interview preparation, help you with a salary negotiation, answer your questions about your job search, advise you about a decision you have to make about a job offer. Those are all there as an option. I can do a job search makeover with you where we critique everything you've been doing in your search up until that point and come up with alternatives. If you're relatively early in your search, we can do a complete coaching program where I work with you from beginning to end in half-hour increments so it doesn't have to take a lot of time for each session. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. Mention that you listen to the show because I love hearing from folks who like it and are interested in my help. Again, linkedin.com/IN/The Big Game Hunter. You can take my classes on Skillshare too and become a premium member for 99 cents for the first few months. I have a link in the show notes. Just follow that link, sign up, take my classes. Lastly, I want to mention to you, you can find a lot of information at thebiggamehunter.us, and at times it may seem like it's too much. So you can look at the best of my material at jobsearchcoachinghq.com, where I've curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read to help you find work more quickly. Again, that's jobsearchcoachinghq.com. I'll be back tomorrow with more, and in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Take care.
The Starlight Lounge presents An Evening with the Progressive Box.
Oh, what a great audience. Let's dim the lights for this next one. Nope, too much. There it is. Gotta get things just right. Like Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Tell us what you want to pay, and we help you find coverage options that fit your budget. And now, the mood is right. Wait, the lights are back on again. Trudy, can you? And now it's completely dark.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.